Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Honda Street Garage. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be replacing this K24 and this Honda Element. We're going to show you how to do that, but also, this is an all-wheel drive 5-speed model. And we're going to convert it to a 6-speed. So stick around. It's gonna just stop in the air. Alright, so now the first thing we gotta do is get this thing up in the air and drain all the fluids. So here's our donor engine. It is a K24A, but it should be a replacement for a K24A4. I picked this up from JDM Orlando for $550. Looks like it's in pretty decent condition. These do come with an EGR valve, but his Element has a block off for that. Should be a straight swap over. Obviously there's a few sensors we will need to address and replace, pull off the old motor and put onto this one. Now you can see we've removed the wheels and the axle nuts, and we are draining the coolant now. We've removed the plastic under whatever you call it. What do you call that? The splash guard.
That's your rust protection.
Yeah, that's your rust protection. All right, so we removed all that. After this, we're gonna have to drain the AC, and then, yeah, moving right along. I'm gonna have to just update you here and there each step we get to. I can't show you everything just because we've got to knock this out today. Okay, so far we have removed the axles down there, and we have removed the mid shaft or the prop shaft for the all-wheel drive system. So now what we're gonna do is drain the AC with this handy dandy machine.
AC system is not a meatball.
Anytime that you discharge your AC system, it's best to come to a professional with a machine where they can vacuum it out properly so it's not hurting the environment. Plus, if you just bust these lines open, Freon and Freon oil will go everywhere. Alright, we've got the knuckle disassembled. We've got the subframe here cracked loose. We've got the front mount out. We've got the battery removed. We haven't done the top mount, but we do have the rear mount and front mount disconnected, as well as the slave cylinders disconnected, most of the harness. And we're just gonna keep trucking along. The exhaust is disconnected, but he at one point had the flange cut off and welded, which is not gonna help us.
Alright, you wanna pick up on, we're gonna move it over another bit.
So there's the whole subframe.
Alright, all we need now is
a blowtorch. We just need a blowtorch. I guess that's the two side mounts, and it'll drop. It'll fall right out. Alright. So now the few things that we have left to do is to continue pulling the harness off and the shifter cables. You can see them right here. If Seth is smart, he'll do it the easy way. There really is no easy way. Alright, we gotta take all these off. We have the shifter cables removed. We have the harness pulled back. Just about most of it. We still have this underneath to get to. And right now we're just trying to disconnect the alternator, which is damn near impossible. So we're gonna have to disconnect the two heater hoses. You see my finger here? Here's one, and here's two. So those two hoses run the coolant to the heater core. Alright, we've got just about everything disconnected off this thing. Now we gotta do a couple last minute things underneath. And one of the things we're having to do is actually just go ahead and take this half of the manifold off. It makes it a lot easier to get to all the things that we need to get to. Now we can get to the starter and the alternator harness and actually pull the harness out of the way. And that should be it. All we should have to do is loosen this mount and the mount over there, and this thing should fall right out. Should. Okay, so we have the new engine sitting right here on the ground because we're going to drop this motor. You're on it. Let's hope it's Okie dokie.
Oh, what about this?
Oh yeah. Disconnect that. You're the best around.
Seth.
No one ever keep you feeling you down. You're the best.
Seth.
Let me hold this out of your way.
Stud came halfway out, and then the nut came off.
Cool.
I mean, that's.
You might as well just go ahead and take that one off too.
You just take that bracket.
Just take this one off. Your gun's too good.
Okay, I think that's it.
On this set. Around. Yeah. Well, hang on. AC. There we go.
How many miles does this thing got? 322,000 miles on this motor. It's not bad. It's just time for a new one. Seth drives 50,000 miles a year.
Plus.
So he does a lot of highway driving. Really, that's not necessary right now. No.
Take it off right there.
We're going to install a 6th gear into the transmission, which will be a different video, so that this video is not 100 years long. We're going to put it back together with his new motor and reinstall it. Hopefully we can finish this up today. Okay, so here's the new motor. What we've discovered is that you have to swap over the water pump, alternator, power steering bracket, and AC compressor. The AC compressor is the same, but they're going to swap that anyway. The tensioner is different, and the water pump is completely different, so we're just going to go ahead and swap that over. It's fairly simple in the K series. Just remove a couple bolts, and then clean the surface and Honda bond it. Then they're going to reassemble all this stuff. Right now they're worried about pulling the clutch kit off of this guy over here. Okay, we have the flywheel on here. Now we have all the water pump, alternator, AC compressor, power steering pump, and the belt on with the new tensioner. Ready to go. Well, we've had some hiccups, but everything is together underneath the car, ready to start to go in. Sorry. So finally, 10 years later, the motor's going in. Seth has replaced the mounts as well, which took a while. I gotta say, this was stupid. So Seth over there has shit himself. Everything is done from underneath. We have transmission fluid in, the entire wiring harness hooked in, coolant, AC lines, everything's hooked up. Now we're gonna put oil, coolant, AC, power steering fluid, and then see if it runs. Might as well.
It's got coolant, power steering, transmission.
Make sure it's in neutral. All right, try to start it, I guess. Sounds healthy.
Try again.
No, just keep. You put spark plugs in it, right? Okay. Give it a second. Give it a set. It wants to start. I bet those injectors haven't fired in so long. It's going to take a minute to get them squirting.
See what she does.
See what she does. pedal down.
Hold it down.
Yeah. You want me to start it? Because I'm... Put the pedal down. Hey, she wants to go. Alright, now don't hit the pedal. Just wait a second.
Check stand 1. We've got a bulk item, a piece of shit Honda.
If we can second attempt start this bitch. Ooh. Okay, so this thing's a wrap. Anyway, well, this is where I'm gonna finish this one up. This took a long time. Seems to be working so far. Later on, we'll probably get a review of the 6th gear. And so far, everything's running nice and smooth. We've got the coolant bled, no check engine lights. And we tested it. It's got a 6th gear. So, super excited. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this one. This is where I'm going to end it. So thank you so much for watching. I already said that. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to check out my Patreon. Links are in the description. If you'd like to pick up some merch, links are in the description below. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.